Question 2, more 3 marks. If you get question 2A wrong, I don't know what to say to you. So nothing better to do, just expand. You will get 5 minus 10x. Then you will get what? You will get 3x equals to 11. It's not 11. 3x equals to -1. And therefore x equals to -1/3. Please leave it as -1/3 and don't leave it as a decimal. Okay, free 2 marks. Next, solve the inequality, free 1 mark. You bring the y to the other side, you bring the 7 over, so it becomes -7, you will get -2 is greater than y, and therefore y is less than -2. When you're writing inequality, the -2 has to be on the right side, the variable has to be on the left side, so you cannot write it in, you have to switch them around no matter what. Okay? Question C, part 1 is still very straightforward. So C is simply equals to 1 over B. B is 4 plus A, which is 2 over 3 minus 2. And therefore, press your calculator, you should get either 2.25, or you can leave it as 2 and 1 out of 4, or you can even leave it as 9 out of 4, up to you. Okay, any of these answers are acceptable. Now, C part 2 is not as straightforward as it seems. And it's a 3-mark question. But the mark indicator, sometimes Cambridge O-level questions, mark allocation is not a very good indicator of how complex the question is sometimes. Now, what's the first thing you should have done here? The first thing you should have done is to isolate the terms that contain A, right? So the logical thing to do is to move this to the other side, so that you will get something like C minus 1 over B is equal to A over 3 minus A. Now, from here, many of you will directly cross multiply, but I think the moment you try to cross multiply from here, it is a lot harder to go and find the answer already. The extra step that you needed to do that explains why this is a 3-mark question is that you ought to have made your left-hand side, in this case, into a single fraction. So you will get BC minus 1 over B. I hope you know why you get BC minus 1 over B. C is C out of 1, and then times B. That's why you get BC, and then you combine them, same denominator. Why do we need to do that? If we don't do this, right, later on when you cross multiply and then you try to move the terms here and there, you will find that your answer is a fraction out of a fraction. And for the purpose of your O-levels, having a fraction out of another fraction is not considered simplified. So you may lose marks for that. Okay, so you want to simplify it, you have to make sure you convert them into a single fraction so that you can cross multiply properly. Otherwise, your answer will end up being a fraction out of a fraction, which is not the simplest form. You may be penalized for that. Okay, now that I get this, I can cross multiply. So I will have 3 minus A times BC minus 1 is equal to AB. Now, over here, some students will ask me, sure, why do I need to do this? Why cannot from here? Just multiply by 3 minus A, right? Then we'll have 3 minus A times C minus 1 over B equals to A, and therefore that's the answer. Why cannot? Rupert, why cannot leave this as the answer?
We didn't make A the subject yet.
You haven't made A the subject yet because your other side still has A. If you make A the subject, there must be no A on the other side. So even though this is A equals to something, A is still not the subject because there's A on the other side as well. So you cannot have that. Okay, that's why you should simplify into a single fraction and then multiply out, cross multiply. And then from here, nothing better to do, right? Just rainbow it. And that's the reason why this question is actually 3 marks. It's not as straightforward as it seems. Okay, so 3BC minus 3 minus ABC minus plus A equals to AB. From here, you should always move the terms that contain A to the same side. Correct? So what are the terms that contain A? The terms that contain A are ABC, negative ABC, positive A on the other side, AB. So you can either move them to the left or you can move them to the right, up to you. I will show you both answers later on. So I move this over, I move this over, I move this over. That's what I will do here, but you can also do it the other way. So once you have that, you will have now A minus AB minus ABC is equal to, I bring the negative 3 over, it becomes positive. I bring the 3BC over, it becomes negative 3BC. Do not mix up your sign. From here, what do I do? To make A the subject, the reason why I bring all the terms that contain A to one side is because I want to factorize. So I will get 1 minus B minus BC equals to 3 minus 3BC. And therefore, A is equal to 3 minus 3BC over 1 minus B minus BC. And that's the answer. There is an alternative answer here. The alternative answer is if your signs are different. If your signs are different, then you will get 3BC minus 3 over BC minus plus B minus 1. So both of these answers are acceptable. And these are the two acceptable answers. All right. Some students will have gotten an answer like fraction out of a fraction. For example, one of the answers that I saw in some of the students' work, I saw the answer 3C minus 3 over B over 1 plus C minus 1 over B. So the answer like that would not be acceptable because got fraction in the numerator, got fraction in the denominator. It is not simplified. Okay, so the way to make sure it stays simplified is you combine into a single fraction to cross multiply. That would be the easiest way to do it. It's not the only way, but I think it's the easiest way. Okay, so the 3 marks here, not so easy. Let's move on. Then after that, part D, they give you another 5 marks. Every time you see correct to 2 decimal places, Junhao, what do you think this question will eventually become? What kind of equation do you think you eventually get from the fractions that you see here? You will end up with a quadratic. Then how am I supposed to solve the quadratic? No. As in, once I get the quadratic equation, I'm not asking you how to solve. I'm not asking you what to do with the question first. I formed the quadratic already. They tell me 2 decimal places means what method they want me to use to solve the quadratic. So it's by quadratic formula. Okay, alternatively, if you, for whatever weird reason, forget your quadratic formula, you can actually do completing the square. But I think completing the square for this one is very complicated. So please just memorize your quadratic formula. Okay, so like what Junhao said, in order to form the quadratic equations, you should make denominators the same. Alternatively, some of you will bring the minus 6 over 4x, 6 over 4 minus x to the other side and then make a single fraction and cross multiply. Also can. I will just show you both methods. You see which method you prefer, but most of the time, I think most students should prefer making denominators the same. So if I make denominators the same, this one need to multiply by 4 minus x. That means here must also multiply by 4 minus x. These things that you're writing over here, right, you should write in pencil, not write in pen. These are just rough workings, actually. Now, the tricky part is your 3. How do I resolve what 3 becomes? 3 is just 3 out of 1. So you will just make common denominator by multiplying by 4 minus x and also multiplying by 2x minus 1 because your denominator here is 1. then you will do the same for your numerator. Okay? So you will end up with, by trying to make the numerators, the denominators the same, right? From here, you will get x times 4 minus x minus 6 times 2x minus 1. Whole thing over 2x minus 1, x minus 4 minus x. And this is equal to 3 times 4 minus x, 2x minus 1 over 4 minus x, 2x minus 1. I need to again repeatedly stress to you, this is a minus, therefore this bracket here is very important. No bracket, your sign is wrong, the entire question is a 0. You don't even get 1 mark. You will just instantly get a 0 because your conceptual error is made at the beginning of the question. So there is no error carried forward from conceptual errors. Okay? So when you expand this, please remember to change the sign inside here. So this will give you 4x minus x squared minus 12x plus 6. And then because the denominators are the same, you can just ignore the denominators. Don't tell me that the denominators cancel out. They technically don't exactly cancel out. All right, so we don't normally put cancel. No, you just leave them as it is, but you just know that the denominator will disappear because we are only comparing the numerators when denominators are the same. Then here, what to do? Nothing better to do. You just rainbow it first. Right? So you will get 8x minus 4 minus 2x squared minus plus x. All right? And then from here, what do I do? Simplify everything first. So negative x squared minus 8x plus 6 is equal to minus 6x squared. 8x plus x is 9x, so plus 27x. Minus 4 is just minus 4, then become minus 12. Cos times 3. And now you bring everything to the same side, right? So 5x squared plus, not plus, but minus, what is this? Minus 35x plus 18 equals to 0. So that is your quadratic equation to solve. You are using a quadratic formula, must put negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So 35. I always tell students that you are expected to simplify what is underneath the square root for you to get another method mark. But I know some of you tell me that your school teacher say just need to do substitution and after that you can press calculator. To be honest, in the exam setting, I will play it safe. I will go and simplify what's underneath the square root. Even though some of your school teachers say don't need. Right? There's no reason to take the risk. I would simplify it. And then from here, I will just then finally press my calculator. Go to your polynomial degree 2. And then just key a equals to 5, b equals to negative 35, c equals to 18. So you get 0.559 in 3dp or 0, not 0, but 6.441 in 3dp. And then you round off to what the question wants, which is 2 decimal places. Okay, so these are the 2 answers. Remember, if the question asked for a specific number of decimal places or specific accuracy, you must show the higher order for higher accuracy first. So this one is a must show. Okay, it's not optional. I already show you all the Cambridge examiner's syllabus guide already. So for 5 marks, actually quite a straightforward question. 2 marks goes to forming the quadratic equation. 3 marks for solving it. Or the other way around, I can't remember. Okay, quite straightforward.